High up in the Himalayan mountains, the cloud cover has allowed the Yeti civilization to live peacefully for thousands of years. That is, until a Yeti named Migu, in an attempt to, well, train to replace his father as village gong ringer, inadvertently encounters a mythical Smallfoot, their term for humans. However, the village doesn't believe him, and Migu eventually winds up being banished. However, it turns out that the chieftain of the village, the Stone Keeper, is, well, his daughter basically runs the Smallfoot Evidentiary Society, a group of people that don't necessarily believe the religion that this village and entire society has been based on. Yeah, really. And they decide to help Migu in trying to track down the Smallfoot he saw. He doesn't track down the exact Smallfoot he saw, but he does bump into Percy Patterson, voiced by James Corden, a nature show host who is unfortunately seeming to be more interested in getting ratings than actually, well, helping nature, which is what he set out to do. However, Migu brings Percy back to the village, and it does have some deep ramifications. This is Smallfoot, basically, and yeah, right off the bat, I'll say this. This is a film basically about the dangers of blindly following religion and isolationism. Didn't expect that from a movie starring Channing Tatum and LeBron James. Yeah, so, like I said, he encounters Patterson. Like, the Yetis and humans can't talk to each other at all. They just, they either hear roaring or just like little chirps. The Yetis hear little chirps, the humans hear roaring, obviously. And in the midst of all of this, Michi, who is the daughter of the chieftain of the village, the Stone Keeper. Yeah, so, okay, I'm a little all over the place right now, sorry. But basically, the Yeti faith, their creation story is that, and I am not joking, they were defecated out of a giant yak, and they live high up in the mountains because the mountain itself is held by a group of woolly giant mammoths that, that they have to keep awake, basically, however, because it's so hot down underneath the mountain that they need to constantly cool them by melting ice by taking the ice from the mountain, melting it into water to cool down the mammoths, and to keep the mammoths from falling. Yeah, the mammoths are allowed to fall asleep at night, but if they sleep too long, the mountain could fall out of the sky, and that's why they have to ring the gong, because they believe that summons the sun to wake the mammoths up. Everybody got that? So, yeah, however, Michi, who is the daughter of the chieftain, the Stone Keeper, who's basically like he's the chieftain, and he's also like the shaman and the pope, and not quite God, but basically sort of the chronicler. He wrote the Bible of the Yeti religion, and one of the edicts is you cannot say that a stone was wrong. And unfortunately, because Migu saw a Smallfoot, that's what caused him to get banished, because the stones say small feet don't exist. But as they find them, and anyway, as Migu brings the Percy back to the village, Percy uses his mobile phone to snap some video footage of the Yeti and upload it to YouTube, where it winds up going viral. And because the stone has been proven wrong, the Yetis begin to question what else is wrong. And that causes them to start to lose a little faith in the Stone Keeper, so he has to reaffirm it. And he basically takes Migu aside and reveals the truth, which is they've known, really, the higher-ups of the Yetis have known about humans for a long time, because humans used to hunt Yetis. And, as this is happening too, Percy is beginning to succumb to altitude sickness because he can't live that far up. That's why the Yetis live that far up on the mountains, because humans can't come up there. And the ice they harvest is actually being used to generate the steam for the clouds that keep them hidden from the humans. At the end of the day, they run into... they're basically, after a whole lot of shenanigans, eventually Stone Keeper comes around and they agree to tell the Yeti village the truth, and the Yetis kind of realize the only way to truly exist in the world, they have to kind of broker peace with the humans and prove that they themselves are not monsters. Okay, so there, I think I said everything. Like I said, a movie about the dangers of isolationism and blindly following religion. I don't know if any kids in the audience would understand that. There was really no one at my. There was one other person, and they were an adult at my screening. So I don't know how well this is going to be doing over the weekend, but yeah. This is kind of sort of a weird mixed bag. There's some parts of this I like. Like, I do kind of like the way they sort of address this, and I do like, for example, the James Corden character. He's shown to be completely wrong most of the time, but you see him really kind of start to realize that, yeah, he's done something really stupid here. And as soon as he realizes his footage actually did get uploaded to YouTube, and now he's basically exposed the Yetis to the entire world, he has to, kind of set about undoing it. At one point, like all of the Yeti, not all of them, but all of the society, save for one whose name was Gleam, he's not an interesting character at all. Unfortunately, the really only interesting characters are Migo, Michi, the daughter of the Stonekeeper, and the Stonekeeper himself, voiced by Common. Common actually has a really good kind of musical number. There's musical numbers through this, yeah. Most of which are not very good, but Common's is probably the one standout from it. It's a rap, basically telling the truth of the Yetis being hunted by humans and why they live so high in the peaks. And that really does work pretty well. Like, there are parts of this movie that really work well, and there are parts of it that they just kind of don't. Like, a lot of the marketing has been around the SES, the Smallfoot Evidentiary Society, and they're not that interesting. Michi is really the only interesting one. That's because she's kind of the leader, and obviously with her being daughter of the shaman/chieftain and her questioning his authority, that has a dynamic with them, and that you do get, like I said, a very good banter between them. Unfortunately, sometimes it's like parts of the film seem to happen off screen that maybe should have been on screen, and a few other things happen along the way. Like, as Migo is bringing the Smallfoot, the human, back to the village, his father tries to ring the gong again, and he actually misses, and he barely beats it, but he starts to notice that the sun is coming up without him ringing the gong. And so his faith is already kind of being shattered in this as well. And like that's a really good scene, but unfortunately it's never really built on and followed through. There's a bit where, again, after the revelation of the truth, instead of just saying, like, Percy needs to go home and I have to take him and we kind of need to just, let this be and hopefully, hope that he keeps everyone's secret. Instead, Percy is thrown into a glass case, and Migo basically lies and just said, "Oh, it turns out that this is not a Smallfoot. This is just a new species of yak who lives in the clouds." Yeah, that really doesn't worry out. Like the betrayal that makes him lose his friends, but then he comes back to regain them. That really does not work very well. But then there's another scene later where Michi and the others get down into the village and then begin to again sense the real truth, which is, humans think the Yetis are monsters, and that, again, that's where it starts to kind of work well again. But then that just kind of drags and drags and drags. You start getting to the, get to the bloody point of the part of the movie, and this thing's only 90 minutes long, and there are parts where it does really drag. It does explore some interesting concepts. I don't know if a kid in the audience is necessarily going to completely understand. I could imagine this turning off a lot of people too. I mean, yeah. I don't want to get too far into a political argument on that, but yeah, this is going to push some political buttons. I did, for the most part, kind of enjoy it, but I can't completely, I don't really want to go as high as a B, but I don't really want to go as low as a C either. I don't think it deserves that, so I am going to give this a C+. I think that's kind of the best I can give it.
UPN presents A Clueless Christmas Carol.
Deck the walls with boughs of holly.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Shares in love with the guy from
The Valley. If you're gonna pass the Valley girl, we have to change your look.
Don we now our lame apparel.
I feel tacky and my butt looks huge.
We'll share survivor dating peril.
I can't be a Valley poser anymore.
La 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 land.
Clueless, next Tuesday on UPN.
Okay, trailer time, and yeah, not really a lot of new trailers here. We did get a couple new ones, though, so, well, actually, it's more sort of 50-50. We actually had 7 trailers, but, starting things off, we had Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet again. Then we had Goosebumps Haunted Halloween again. Then How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World again. Then Wonder Park, another animated film from Paramount, not Nickelodeon. I keep thinking Paramount. I keep thinking Nickelodeon when I think Paramount, though, so sorry about that. But it's, yeah, Wonder Park. They, basically, this girl kind of finds this abandoned amusement park. Upon entering it again, she sort of reactivates the magic and starts to bring the place back to life and the animal characters that were associated with it. After that, we had The Grinch again. Then Shazam. We had the Shazam trailer finally. Nice to see that on the big screen. That was fun. Looks pretty good. And then rounding things off, we had Lego Movie 2. First time after that, I believe, in the theaters as well. So everything's looking good there. So, okay. Well, obviously, normally I would say where the next video is going to be the random trade review. Or no, it's not even that. It would be the Super Showdown, or the WWE show in Australia this week, or next week actually. But well, in reality though, we're going to have a little build up to the 100th random trade review. I'm going to be doing some. We're going to I'm basically going to put out a few videos that look back at certain moments in the show. The random trade review and the comics I reviewed, and some funny stories that kind of surround some of them. So, see you all next time. Hey guys, I forgot to mention, the next film review is going to be Venom. Okay, see you then. Hey guys, is there a movie you want me to tackle? If it's some stinker like Baywatch or the Emoji Movie or something else? Check out my Patreon at Sleepy Time for Cat Productions. See how you can make that happen.